Huge question I get asked all the time: how often should I be taking GMAT practice exams? There is a ton of really bad advice out there, so let's rectify that. A lot of people are going to tell you,
Oh, take a practice exam every week.
or just work through some books and then take 7 practice tests in 7 days, and all of that is completely wrong. How often you should take practice tests depends on how much you learn in between those exams. I would hope that that would be obvious, but it's not. It wasn't obvious to me when I was studying back in the day, and that's why I want to spell this out for you. There's 3 major things that you need to look at between practice exams. Number 1, how is my timing? Does my pacing and timing need to improve before my next practice tests or not? If it does need to improve, then you definitely need to work on it. It's not something that's just going to improve from thinking about it. If you want a simple way to work on your timing strategy and improve it, use the official guide for GMAT review and do sets of 10 questions in 20 minutes. Do as many of those as you need to with the proper review in between so that you're getting around 80% accuracy in that 20-minute time horizon. Now, if you're doing easy questions, you're going to want to go for 90% accuracy, and if you're doing hard questions, 60 to 70% accuracy is probably okay if you're aiming for a top score like a 700. If you want a higher score, then you need to lift those accuracies up to 100% easy, 90% medium, 80% hard if you're going for 750 and up, and if you're going for 650 or below, you can knock those down 5 or 10% each. The second thing you need to do to be ready for another practice exam is make sure that you've built up your content knowledge in at least 1, but maximum 3 content areas. Most people between exams spread themselves too thin, and they try to get a little bit better at everything. That's usually a losing battle. Instead, pick between 1 and 3 areas and go deep on those. What I would recommend is, let's say you identify word problems is one focus area, and reading comprehension is another one. I would recommend going through every word problem and every reading comprehension in the official guide for GMAT review before your next practice exam. What you're looking to do is be so much better at those focus areas that it would be unreasonable for your score not to go up. This is in contrast to what most people do and what a lot of people recommend, which is take an exam and just hope that the things that you studied that week are actually going to make a difference. Hope is a terrible strategy when it comes to this test. I think hope has its place. I'm a huge fan of hope in general, but I don't want you personally relying on hope when it comes to GMAT results. The final thing that you need to audit before you're ready to take another practice exam is how many questions in each section am I missing, even though I knew how to do the problem. This is a huge issue on the math side usually, and less of an issue on the verbal, but you might need to take a closer look at it. What this usually comes down to is reading more carefully and writing more things down. If you need some help addressing missing questions you know how to do and you're not sure how to stop doing that, reach out to us anytime and we'll be happy to help. If you've improved your timing and you've improved your content knowledge in 1 to 3 areas and you're missing fewer questions that you know how to do in your time sets, you're definitely ready for another practice exam. But if you haven't improved those 3 things, or at least made sure that they're reasonably good, it's not a reasonable expectation that your next score is going to be higher. So stop thinking about taking practice exams in terms of weeks, months, or days, and instead start thinking, am I actually ready for another practice exam? Have I improved enough that it would be unreasonable for my next practice exam not to go up? It's a totally different mindset, should make all the difference for you.